Claus. I'm a teacher at Davis Middle School in Hillsdale, and I am here to present my iChallengeU team. We are located in NYLONCRAFT in Jonesville, and I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves and say their own names. So, thank you.
Hello, good morning. We are Team NYLONCRAFT for the iChallengeU program. My name is Alyssa Wisely, and I attend Jonesville High School.
I'm Emily Schmidt, and I'm also from Jonesville.
I'm Matthew Brenner, and I also come from Jonesville.
I'm Joanna Greeley, I'm also from Jonesville.
I'm Tiffany Nog, and I go to Hillsdale High School.
Malcolm Brownlee, reading graduate.
When we all were first invited to go to NYLONCRAFT, all of us were really unsure on what a manufacturing company did. None of us had a background in what was going on, and especially at the day-to-day proceedings at NYLONCRAFT. So on the first couple of days, we took time to walk around the factory, meet the employees, meet the supervisors, and just get to know what we would be dealing and working with. Some key points that we learned were that they deal with injection molding for plastic car parts and are part of the Technoplast Group, which is an international organization of manufacturing companies.
On our first day, we were presented with our challenge. How can we provide employee safety by eliminating fork truck traffic on the production floor? Over the past 2 weeks, we've come to realize that there have been numerous incidents in the past at NYLONCRAFT involving fork trucks. Incidents involving more serious accidents. For example, in 2005, a woman was struck by a fork truck and suffered a compound leg fracture. And in 2011 and 2013, 2 employees suffered head injuries because of these vehicles. And just talking material damage, in the past year alone, fork trucks have cost NYLONCRAFT over $14,700 in damage costs.
Here we have images of the destruction of the forklifts. These damages are costing expensive and pointless fixes. We are also spending money on installing bumpers on the railings. These damages are going against the commitment of the safety standards and regulations of NYLONCRAFT.
First, we walked the production floor to understand the flow of the forklift drivers, and then we asked them the duties and responsibilities. Then we visited another factory and called a sales representative to get our process running.
The war room was a room we were given for the past 2 weeks to discuss our ideas and to do some exercises. So like every idea that we came up with, we put them through the NUF test, which is the one up there with the new, useful, and feasible, and then the Maricopa matrix to see if they would work out or not.
So with our challenge, we had to completely eliminate all fork trucks on the production floor while giving employees their safety. We needed something that was going to get the product to its station in a safe, efficient way. We came across something called an AGV, or an automated guided vehicle. This runs on a thick magnetic tape anywhere on the production floor. And on this picture, you can see a black line that runs, and it runs underneath, and underneath is the motor, and this is the cart, and in the back it has hitches, so it can hitch on and off in any cart. So think of it kind of like a train.
So a little bit more about what these vehicles are and how they run. So the vehicles being completely automated require no constant manpower to operate. And more importantly, they come equipped with a few key features to optimize safety and productivity. First, all carts come with laser sensors to detect any oncoming obstructions and communicate to let the cart know to stop in the face of anything or anyone in the way. Also, with programmable stops, it makes for easily scheduled loading and unloading for the employees. The controls are PC-based, which makes for an easy interface for the user to give instructions to the AGVs. The carts run on a battery that is rechargeable and with an up to 8-hour life.
There are many benefits to switching over to the automated guided vehicles over forklifts. They travel at consistent speed and on a set path, use clean and efficient battery power instead of propane and/or gasoline, and are low maintenance and have easy installation. All of these things make them economical, reliable, and safe.
As you see for these 2 tracks, there's also another 2-track option. The first one is a call system. For 10 stops, it allows you to call the vehicle to your position when you're ready to unload the finished goods. Another option is a roundabout system where it's constantly going around until you put a caution cone in front of it, and it'll stop right there when it sees it with the laser. And you put your goods onto it, and you let the caution cone out of the way, and it'll take off.
Here I have a CAD drawing of the 2 routes for the AGV. The purple one has 8 stops throughout the two bottom aisles, and the yellow, the 3rd aisle or track, has another 3 coming up to aisle A at the top. And if the yellow is used, we'll have to bring conveyor belts to the aisle B.
Safety was obviously the main reason in wanting to get rid of the forklifts. However, cost is always a huge proponent in any corporate decision. Forklifts were costing NYLONCRAFT $4,860 per year to lease one, and they lease 6 at a time. It is also a $95 per hour maintenance charge, and they spent $4,700 on propane costs in 2014. This compared to the cost of the AGV was much more. To buy one AGV motor car only costed $2,250, less than half of the cost to lease per year. And with a maintenance contract of $1,000, a representative from the company building the motor car would come out twice a year to ensure that everything was running smoothly and efficiently. With all of these things, NYLONCRAFT would be saving up to $24,000 on lease costs and $4,000 in propane costs. But as I said at the beginning, this was all about safety for NYLONCRAFT. The CEO of NYLONCRAFT brought in the 5S idea. In your packet, you have a handout that touches on every one of the 5 S's and why the automated guided vehicles would be the safest alternative. We thought that our solution needed to be safe for NYLONCRAFT because safety was what NYLONCRAFT had its base on. And forklifts were just not being the most safe and efficient way of doing that.
We also did some research and found through our iChallengeU group, NYLONCRAFT is qualified and can receive grants. These grants are through Safety Improvement and CET, or Constellation Education and Training Grants. So if NYLONCRAFT is unsure about the cost, we can help pay it off.
In closing, we would like to thank NYLONCRAFT, the employees, and South Central Michigan Works for providing the wonderful experience that we had, and we are confident that NYLONCRAFT will value our solution as we value the hospitality.
And finally, we would like to thank all of you who were not part of the challenge that came to support all of us, all of the college representatives, and all of you judges for spending your time with us and being willing to give up so much for us. We kind of used our resources, and so I'm going to allow Liz to talk about this because it was kind of her resources.
Yeah, my dad works in the electrical business, and he brought up the idea. He visited a factory in the past. He's worked in there, and he heard about our challenge, and he said, why not see what they're doing? They use electric carts to maneuver their products, and we just thought that sounded like a good idea.
So your company, NYLONCRAFT, hadn't heard of the AG before you presented it to them as a solution?
Yeah, we heard that they had a lot of safety meetings because obviously from all the issues that they've had with forklifts, they've had a lot of safety meetings with all the supervisors to try to come up with ideas, and they were just at a complete standstill for what they wanted to do. So they were really excited to bring us in to try to find new ideas.
It looked like that, I wish we had more pictures of the AGV. It looked like it's a good form of transportation throughout the shop. How does it resolve the issue of like lifting things and like a forklift?
We will have conveyor belts that will push right onto it. It's simple as that.
And along with that, we were only trying to get rid of forklifts on the production floor. So after it hooked up to the cart, once it moved into the warehouse or into the quality testing areas, there were going to be able to forklifts to move and stack it.
One quick question, how did the employees receive you when you were in kind of, troubleshooting the ideas?
Most of the employees, at first we were asking them how safe they felt, and they were all saying how they felt safe because they had all worked there for years. This had never been an issue for them personally, so why wouldn't they feel safe? And then later on, as we kept pulling ideas from them, they kind of started shooting out the ideas of maybe more like sidewalk type ideas and traffic regulation type ideas. And we were kind of thinking, that's great, except for we're trying to get rid of forklifts. And then we also had some difficulties talking to the forklift drivers themselves, because our first thought when we heard that we were trying to get rid of forklifts was, well, are we getting rid of these people's jobs? What is that going to do to them? And so, but as we were explaining it to them, we were trying to find ways that there's going to have to be programmers for the AGB, so they wouldn't be getting rid of jobs, they'd just be transferring specialty areas.
Very good. And how did management receive the idea once you came up with a solution?
From all the people that we talked to, they were so excited about our idea because they, like we said, they've been talking about this for a long time now, and they just embraced us with open arms, and we're really excited to get it going. And we haven't actually presented this idea to any of the corporate managers. We presented it to the head of the HR department, but the corporate headquarters of NYLONCRAFT is in Mishawaka, and they have monthly or bi-monthly meetings for all of the senior supervisors, and so we were told that if we got into one of those meetings to present, then those would be the people that had the power to implement them, to use the funds on them. So I think we're trying to set one of those up in the next month.